East Africa. 4 million years ago, the cradle of humanity was changing.
Massive geological forces pushed mountains up, blocking the rain. The jungle began to die.
For our ancestors, the trees were safety. The ground was death. The food was gone. To stay meant starvation. To leave meant facing the unknown. This was the moment of decision. To see the predators hiding in the grass, they had to do something unnatural. They stood up. And in doing so, they took the first step towards becoming us. Walking on 2 legs was not easy. It was a clumsy and tiring experiment. The fruit of the forest was gone. They had to learn to eat the earth itself. They were no longer safe. The savannah was filled with monsters. In this harsh world, their only weapon was each other. Unity was survival. This valley in East Africa was the crucible, the place where humanity was forged by heat and dust. They lived in tight family groups. Connection was their greatest strength against a hostile world. But their home was unstable. The climate swung violently between drought and flood.
Hurry! To the cave! Run!
The storm passed, but the world had changed. They had to keep moving to survive. Driven by hunger and changing climate, they began the Great Migration across the continent. They were small and defenseless, but inside them the seed of humanity was starting to grow.
3.6 million years ago, a volcano erupted, covering the land in a blanket of grey ash.
A small family walked across this strange landscape, leaving their mark for eternity. These are the Laetoli footprints, the oldest proof that our ancestors walked exactly like us. They were not yet hunters. They were the scavengers of the plains. This high-energy food was the fuel. It allowed their brains to begin growing larger.
For 2 million years they survived. But the Earth was about to challenge them again.
Meet Lucy. Thirst was a trap. To drink meant lowering your head and exposing your neck.
They survived by vigilance, but many did not. The waterhole was a graveyard. They were not rulers of this world. They were refugees constantly on the run. The night was their enemy. For millions of years, our ancestors slept with one eye open. Grief is the price of love, and they were learning to pay it.
To survive, they had to heal. Touch was their language of comfort. In the darkness of their loss, perhaps the first spark of wonder was born.
Seasons changed. Years turned into centuries. And they kept adapting. Knowledge was no longer just instinct. It was being taught. They were not quite human yet. But they were no longer just apes. Small, weak, slow. But they had something no other animal had.
The time of the Southern Ape was ending. The time of the handyman was beginning.
Subscribe to Rise of Humanity TV to witness the invention that changed the universe.